everyone, welcome to my channel. Let's just jump into it. Today's video is going to be on my boob job procedure, my breast augmentation. I've been wanting to film this video for such a long time. I'm doing it now. I've got a bunch of notes in my phone that I'll use to kind of cover, make sure that I'm hitting all of the right points. But I got a boob job at the very beginning of this year, and it was strategically planned to not be in the summer so that I could be free in the summer with my new boobs and just recover and spend the time in the winter just to be inside and chill. So if you have been following me on my journey, you know, I'm sure that you guys have been waiting for this video as well, because I've definitely alluded to it in my social media, on Instagram, and I'm very excited to make this video too, honestly, because there's a bunch of different reasons why. But first, before I get into the video, I want to start off with a disclaimer. I'm making this video to just be really transparent about my process. I don't think that anybody that has gotten a boob job done previously owes anything to anybody to make a video, unless it is their decision to want to share their experience. And that's kind of what, you know, that's the place that I'm coming from. I know that when I was going through this journey of thinking whether or not to really go through with this procedure, it helped me tremendously watching other people's YouTube videos, and that's something that I spent days and weeks looking at videos and just understanding different people's experiences, because everyone's experience is so different. So that's the first thing I wanted to start off by saying. I think that's what I'm trying to provide for other people that are watching my video. Maybe you're watching this because you just know me and you're curious about my experience, but you're also thinking about going through this and you're kind of nervous. Or three, I don't know, you're just here for the entertainment, and if you are, then welcome. I will always be an advocate for people doing whatever they want to their bodies if it's something that they want to be doing and they're not feeling pressured to do so because others are doing it as well. I feel like right when I was getting my boob job, there was like all of these celebrities and influencers coming out about their boob jobs, or they were actually going through the process of getting it done. So I just want to be really clear in the fact that I didn't get this done because other people were getting it done. I got it done because this is something that I've known I've wanted to do for a very long time, and I'll get a little bit more into that later. I think people need to be given more grace and should be respected and not judged so harshly online, whether you decide to share this with other people, but for the choices that you make. You know, I know that the people in my life have been extremely supportive of me and my journey, but I know that's not the same for everyone. So just, you know, to put it into perspective, like when you're watching this video and you're not someone that knows me, just be respectful. And if this is a video that you don't feel comfortable watching, that you have very strong feeling towards, you know, just I would ask very nicely for you to leave, exit this video, and maybe take a look at my other videos if you're interested. One other thing that is really important to this whole journey is, I'm just gonna mention it briefly, and this is kind of like the only time I'll ever really talk about it, is that before I was getting my breast augmentation procedure done, I did so much research on breast implant illness. And I did a lot of research before moving forward and finalizing on the decision to get my procedure done. And I just want to explain that that was something that I thought about very deeply and spent a lot of time sitting on, okay? I will be keeping very close tabs on how my health is, you know, for years to come, you know, considering that I got a boob job this year. So I went into it understanding all of the possible risks and consequences that may come with it. And if that is something that I have to deal with in the future, I will definitely deal with it accordingly. I have no family history of people kind of suffering from something like this or having issues with their breasts or anything like that in my genetics. So it is generally not something that I'm super concerned about. But like I said, as someone who is very into their health and wellness, I'll make sure that that is something that I'm always thinking about as a possibility and an option if my health kind of changes in any way. I recommend, and I strongly recommend actually, that for anybody that's looking to get any type of surgery done, just do your own research and make a good decision on whatever you feel is right for you, and don't let other people make you feel some type of way about what you end up going with. You just gotta do what makes you happy. We've only got one life, and if there's something you don't like about yourself, like your nose, your body, or anything like that, just go ahead and do it. And anybody that is feeling indifferent about it or wants to judge you, maybe they're not the right people that are in your life. So that's kind of like my long disclaimer, but I did really want to mention that because as I was watching a lot of people's other YouTube videos, just like looking at the comments and the feedback and stuff, like I just want this to be a very positive space. When I talk about my breast augmentation experience, this is overall going to be a very positive one. This is also my experience. I know not everybody has had that. Just keep that in mind when you're watching this video. And I just want to give you guys a little bit of a guideline of kind of the video. First, I want to talk about why I got it, a little bit of my before of just my body and what my boob was like. Then we'll go into when I actually started the process of getting a consult, figuring out my size, my doctor, the type of incisions and the type of breast implants that I was going to get. Surgery day, recovery, I'm about close to 4 months post-op of my surgery. We'll talk about all the positives and negatives and all the things that I have to go through. And then we'll close out this video with just things that I wish I knew before getting this procedure done and things I didn't know. Extra information that you may not be fully aware of before considering to get a boob job. Let's talk about why I got my boob job. So I got it when I was 24, 3 months away from turning 25. And ever since I was like 8 or 9 years old, I distinctively remembered thinking to myself that, you know what, like I may never really grow boobs because I had none, and I knew that at some point in my life that I would get it. It didn't matter whether or not I was like in my early 20s like now, which is when I ended up getting it, or when I was in my 30s or 40s after having kids or whatnot. Like it was just something I always knew that I would get, and that thought actually had never left my mind for the entirety of growing up. It really wasn't because I wanted to look like a certain celebrity or anything like that. It's just I wanted to feel more present and womanly in my body, and that was something that I always have felt internally. This is not to say that I did not appreciate and love my small boobs. So I went from having a 32A to now being at a 32C. So I also didn't really go very big, and that was the thing I had in my mind. I didn't want to get these like big boobs that were gonna really like take over and disproportion my body because I am a small person. I'm 5'2". I just wanted something to fill up my clothes. It was like growing up, I would try on these clothes that were really, really nice, and I always had a pile full of clothes that were like, oh, you need to wear that with a push-up bra, or you need to wear if you have boobs, or if you ever grow into it, and that just never happened for me. So that was kind of like the main reason why I got it. Like it was really just something I wanted for myself, and I knew I'd do it regardless of what anybody thought. And you know what I really do appreciate actually about my parents was that I remember talking about this growing up a lot, and they say just sit on it, like don't ever rush, like if that's something you want to do, you go ahead and do it. So this process really started for me when I was 24, so it was May of 2022. So let's talk about my consult. So it was May of 2022 that I went and looked at a bunch of different surgeons near my area. So I live in Halifax, Nova Scotia, east coast of Canada. Did my digging and I found some really good surgeons, and I had some consults. So that's where my process started. I got a consult. I wanted a surgeon that was going to listen to what I wanted. Like I really wanted someone to tell me like, this is the max that I feel comfortable with, you know, giving you boobs, and this is kind of like the mid-range. I went in with a thought of, I want all of my clothes to still fit me, and I just want my boobs to fill up my clothes more. That was it. I want it to be super proportional to my body. I'm a very active person, so I don't want to get anything that was gonna hurt my back or kind of hinder me in doing any fun physical activities, because that's just never gonna change for me in my life. Going from a 32A, you know, he had asked what my ideal cup size would be, and I said it would be like a full B or small C, so still pretty small. I kind of envisioned something that I would have been born with if I actually had boobs, and I went with Dr. Bender Samuels. He was so amazing, and we landed on getting 270 cc's, and I got my implants put in under my boob, so they're, you know, my scar is now hiding under the crevice of my boob, which is kind of nice because it's really easy to hide and kind of take care of in terms of like treating your scars. And then I got moderate profile implants. There's 3 different types you can get. You can get really high, moderate, or low, and that's just really how your boobs are sitting on your chest. So I just wanted something that was like an in-between. I didn't want it to be too low, and I didn't want it to be like too high and up in my face. I just wanted to look really natural if I was just wearing clothes, wearing a bikini and whatnot throughout the summer. I also got ideal saline implants for those who are curious. I'm not gonna go too much into like why I chose the type of implant or whatnot. I feel like you can do that research yourself, but that is what I went with. That is also what my surgeon had recommended for me. So that was kind of my pre-ops. I had my pre-op of May, like I had mentioned, and I spent all through May till about November of 2022 till I finally made the decision to put down a deposit and actually go through with my surgery, pick a date, which was going to be in January 13th. That was really it. Within that time, I watched a crazy amount of TikTok and YouTube videos, and I spent a lot of time scouring the internet, talking to literally everybody in my life that was important to me, that I wanted their opinion on, and just everyone was like, yeah, Lizzy, like we knew you were gonna get it at some point, so like you go girl, like you just going, you get it. So that's what I did. Let's talk about surgery day. The actual surgery itself maybe took about an hour, hour and a half, and I was in there for an additional hour just recovering and waking up from anesthesia because you are put to sleep. Really on surgery day, I was just so excited. I was not really nervous. I mean, I was kind of nervous about the anesthesia, but honestly, other than that, like I was ready to wake up and have boobs. I remember waking up and I just started crying, and like my surgeon and my nurses were like, are you okay? And I was just so excited and immediately felt so happy that I had gotten the procedure done. In terms of pain on that first day, I really didn't have a lot of pain. Like I was still recovering from anesthesia, that I didn't really feel too much, other than like it did feel like there was a little bit of weight on my chest because my skin had been expanded. Like there's new boobs in there that my body wasn't used to. My boyfriend stayed home with me for that entire week, essentially taking care of me. I was super tired. Like I was around the clock taking meds that they had recommended for me, Advil, Tylenol, and any of the extra more intense stuff for pain. But I slept on my back that entire week. I was pretty tired. Like I needed help to go brush my teeth, to like literally eat anything, to go to the bathroom, like all of those things I really fully needed help on. It wasn't probably till like the 4th or 5th day that I could like kind of get up on my own and like go to the bathroom and like do my own thing. But it definitely took some time, so I'm super grateful that I had my boyfriend to take care of me, and he was just such an angel. But you know, weeks leading up to it, like I wasn't able to work out till about like week 6, and they give you a whole list of things you can and can't do, like going in the water and going swimming. And I had planned to go to Cancun in the middle of March, so that would have been around like week 8 for me, and I was like all clear, good to go and be in the water and just be at a beach and hang out. I still made sure that my scars were covered by my bathing suit and that I was putting on lots of sunscreen. But really, like it took me a while to be able to like lift my arms up and like be really comfortable moving, but that just all takes time. And from watching other people's videos, everybody had such different experiences for recovery. Like you should take what I'm saying as a grain of salt here, because you may be very, very different. I know that some people are saying like, yeah, the next day I was fine, I could literally do everything. That was not the case for me. And I think it also depends on like how big your implants are and how much skin you had there to begin with before getting them done. So it's something to think about. For about the first month, like I'd have like random little sharp pains, and I was told that that was really normal. It was just my nerves all coming back. In terms of like sensitivity, I didn't lose anything. Everything is all still there, which is good. That was something that I was kind of worried about, but I'm very happy that that wasn't an issue for me. When I first like got my boobs, they were up really, really high, and even now being close to 4 months post-op, like they've dropped really nicely. And my surgeon did say that it's gonna take about a full year for them to really fully drop and look super natural. So I'm very excited about that. Honestly, in the beginning, I didn't really like my boobs super high up. I was like, these better drop because this is not what I signed up for. Now they're starting to look a lot more natural, and I'm really starting to love them, and I feel like I'm gonna love them even more once I hit that year mark. Okay, so that's pretty much it in terms of really my surgery and recovery. Within that 3rd week, I was like at the gym just walking on the treadmill. I literally didn't do any other exercises. I was just starting to slowly walk. Let's jump into just things I wish I knew and things I didn't know before getting my surgery. So I just wanna, you know, say that like looking back at my whole experience, there were definitely things that came up that I didn't find from YouTube videos or looking it up online, so I want to share that with you guys. So really, firstly, like the pain from post-op was like really no joke. Like especially that first few days, I was in so much pain after all of the anesthesia had worn off. So I was just like, I would wake up in the middle of the night and be like, Aaron, like I really need my meds like right now. Like, are we there yet in terms of time? And he was on there to help me. But you know, the pain was pretty uncomfortable and at sometimes a little bit unmanageable, but I was very glad that I had support with me and a lot of Netflix to just kind of keep me company. Another thing I wish I knew is that you literally are not allowed to shower for like essentially the first week of getting your surgery. So I, you know, like I had like different wipes and stuff to like help me during that process, but it was really like hitting me mentally that I couldn't shower. And I actually had my boyfriend like braid my hair so that it was out of my face, and also being able to go to the bathroom, like I didn't understand how much help and assistance I needed. Like you start to realize how close you get with your partner when they're literally pulling down your pants to help you go to the bathroom and then like being there to do everything. It's a very humbling moment, but like I said, I'm super grateful. But yeah, I mean, essentially you're not allowed to shower because like with all of your boob tape and everything that's there over your incisions, like it's just so important to keep them dry so that nothing's getting infected. And thankfully nothing got infected, and I feel like I was very, very careful about movement and kind of anything like that with my boobs. So it's definitely worth it to just wait and relax and spend lots of time in bed and not, you know, stress your body too much. One of the strangest things was that like I felt like for about 3 weeks that like there was a lot of pressure, like someone was like sitting on my chest, and even to like walk around my apartment or like walk around the floor of my apartment building, like within that first week, just to like get used to things, I was so out of breath. I would get out of breath as if I just like ran a marathon or like done like 12:3:30. Like, it was very intense. So that was something that I didn't quite anticipate. I remember just like going down to the lobby and going back up for like a quick little trip with Aaron to like check the mailbox. And I remember being downstairs being like, we need to go back up because I'm gonna like pass out because I'm so tired. I also didn't anticipate how hard it would be to raise my hands and be able to move, and like even just opening up the fridge, like that was pretty difficult. Like I had mentioned in the beginning, I didn't anticipate, like honestly in the beginning, I didn't like the way that my boobs looked, and it was so weird for me because I'd only ever had like essentially no boobs. So when you're going from having no boobs to then looking at yourself in the mirror with these new boobs, it changes the way you look at your body. And at first I didn't love it. Like I was just like, is this how they're supposed to look? Like, I don't even know the last time I saw a naked woman's body like topless, honestly, outside of a bathing suit. So like, I was just really confused. And then of course the days and as the weeks went on, I started to get a lot more comfortable, and I was like, heck yeah, like I love these boobs, they look great. And so it was kind of like a mind switch that I had to do that definitely took some time, and I just feel like that's normal. I love my body now, but I just wasn't used to the way that it had looked before, and then just suddenly going to like a drastic change and having these big melons on my chest essentially. But overall, like it's been such a fun journey, honestly. I'm so glad that I did it, and I'm so glad that essentially I had 0 complications, and everything that my surgeon had done and said kind of turned out to be. And I actually did go in for like my post-op appointment, and everything had looked great. One thing I did forget to mention was that, yeah, I started massaging my boobs in the way that they had shown me to do it. Like my nurse had kind of told me to do it every day for about 30 seconds on each breast. I had been doing that, so that really helps them like soften, that you're not building like capsular like layer around your boobs. Like that's the thing. But yeah, I mean, I had an overall really good experience. I had a lot of people reach out to me, ask different questions about it, so I figured it'd just be best to kind of, you know, go and make a video. I also took a bunch of before and after pictures in different clothings and bathing suits, so I want to show you guys that because I feel like, I don't know, like I love seeing before and after, so that's really useful to see if you're ever curious. I got a lot of questions around whether or not I was happy with the size that I went with, and I was super happy. It was kind of odd, like there's a lot of people in my life that were like, oh, I know other people who had gotten breast implants, and I would recommend that you go bigger than you think that you'd want. And in my head, like even my boyfriend was like, just do what you want. Like don't listen to what other people are saying. If you want to go smaller, go smaller. If you want to go bigger, go bigger. And because I only had so much skin to work with anyways, like my surgeon gave me a max range that he felt comfortable for giving me certain implant sizes. So I'm so happy that I went with 270 cc's on both boobs. And actually I know a lot of you know, people out there kind of deal with having not symmetrical boobs, and that's really normal, but mine were pretty close that like I just needed to get the same ones on each boob, so that was convenient. I love my size. I like that it just has filled out my clothes, but it doesn't look like super unnatural. I mean, at least in my opinion, like I don't really think that my boobs look super fake. Just love the way that it makes me feel, and whether or not people liked it or didn't like it, I don't think that would be something that like would make me feel weird about my procedure that I got done. And really at the end of the day, it accomplished what I'd wanted, make me feel more present within my body, and the boost of confidence of just feeling different and like kind of being in like a new era of my life where I feel like I'm really, now I have the body that I was always meant to have, honestly, and just being proportioned. That's something that I'd always wanted, and I felt like they're perfect, and I'm super happy with the results. I literally have no complaints other than the fact that the recovery was kind of shitty for the first few days, but after that, it was really essentially a breeze. So there you go, there's my video. I hope that this is gonna help anyone that is thinking about going through this process. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below, if there wasn't something that I covered in this video. I don't wanna make it too long, it's probably long enough already, but just to kind of give you a little bit more detail outside of like Instagram stories and TikToks that I've made about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys being here, and yeah, I'm now really happy that I made this video, and hopefully a year from now I'll maybe make an updated one to see if anything has changed from any of the stuff that I made in this video. I hope you guys have the most wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!